Good morning, Bulldogs. I'm Grant.
And I'm Leia.
And you're watching KHS News.
Attention Austin High School. It's finally
time. Cookie cold, blowing your mind. Hey dummy, this no accident. All of this was designed. Took my time. Cookie crack from behind.
The greatest night of high school football is finally here. This Halloween, ditch the candy and come watch the Austin Bulldogs beat the Broncos in this historic homecoming game you don't want to miss.
Cause I ain't got an image to uphold. This real. I ain't got a gimmick. I just
We destroyed Dulles. We killed Clements. So come out on October 31st and cheer on our Bulldogs as they take this dub.
Come out and support our dogs.
Speaking of sports, the Houston Astros are up 3-2 games in the World Series.
Here's Zarek, Amna, and Sahir with a look into our journey to the World Series.
So Astros, after they won Game 5, unfortunately they lost Game 6. And the World Series, this is the last game, Game 7. Now we got to see who wins, the Washington Nationals or the Houston Astros. It was a really crucial game again. It was the first two games we lost, and then the next 3 games we won. And then again, Game 6, when you come back home, we lost again. And let's just hope and pray that Astros win in Game 7 and we win the World Series again.
Our band performed in St. Louis recently, receiving multiple honors, and was ranked 8th out of 64 bands from around the nation.
Alvin, Tyrell, and Justice are here with a rundown of their season.
Hi guys, I'm Justice, and I've got a chance to catch up with the Band and Angels director to get a little insight about the competition.
Hello, I'm Tyrell Peart from KHS News, and this is
Ms. Korb, the Angels director.
the Angels prepare for this season.
So we actually start in summer, so the last week of July and into the first week of August, we actually start rehearsing. And so it's this constant process of learning choreography, cleaning and polishing that choreography, performing that choreography, and then finding, what's working, what doesn't work, so we constantly change it.
Hi, I'm Justice, and I'm here with Director Ryan.
Hi there.
So can you tell us a little bit about the competition?
Yeah, this past weekend we went to St. Louis, Missouri. It's called a Super Regional in St. Louis. And essentially what it was about 80 bands from all over the country. There were 80 bands from 16 different states there. And in doing that, we were placed in the top 14.
How did you prepare for it?
So I'm sure most everyone sees the band practicing outside all the time, right? We essentially train for the skills needed to do that prior, and then once we get there, we start doing the show, and then we try to just keep learning it and just shoving it down their throats, and then once competition season starts, then we're performing all day.
The St. Louis trip overall was a really good experience. I got to meet so many people from out of state, and it was super cool being able to see all the different bands from different schools. It was a little intimidating, but we did pretty well overall. We did better than I expected.
So the trip to St. Louis, it was fun to say the least, but going in there, it was definitely intimidating considering the fact that this would be the first time our band was going to go out of state in 10 years. But I feel like we made a good impression.
October is Breast Cancer Month, as you all know, and many people are uninformed about the severity of the disease.
Here's Dorian and Job with some insightful facts on breast cancer.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness, Bulldogs. Did you know that every 2 minutes a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer in our great country?
Women who get regularly screened for breast cancer tend to have a 47% less chance of dying from it compared to those who don't. 40,000 people die a year of breast cancer, but there are ways to prevent it.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance of contracting the disease in their life, but women are not the only ones who are at risk. Men can also contract the disease. For example, Matthew Knowles, father to famous singer and fellow Houstonian Beyonce, contracted breast cancer this year. It was revealed in an interview with Good Morning America, October 1st.
There are events you could attend during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We recently had one October 12th in downtown Houston.
Some upcoming events are still set to take place later on this month. For example, on October 26th, we have the Nothing But God Breast Cancer Walk in Houston. If you can go ahead and support Bulldogs. That's all for today.
As you know, not everyone is as diverse and accepting as the students here at Austin High School.
Here's Job, Ahmed, and Dorian with a video about racial slur walkouts.
Racism is still alive. Maybe not as bad as it was in the past, but there is still need for change.
Eyewitness News reported 2 UConn students arrested after racist video surfaces online which showed 2 students yelling racial slurs. The other students of UConn held a march against racism on campus as a retaliation.
She's talking about racism on campus over the last few years that's recently escalated.
We have been upset. We've been upset before this even happened.
Things got ugly over 2 months ago at the campus Spirit Rock. The university says the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity, known as Pike, spray painted a message on the rock in honor of someone facing a medical crisis.
We can be racist one step at a time, but it all starts with you.
The Rockets played the Oklahoma City Thunder Monday night.
Tyrell is here with a rundown of the game.
Hello, I'm Tyrell Peart from KHS News. Hey guys, it's us from KHS News, and we have a lot in store with you guys for the Rockets. But first, let's go ahead and shine some light on what took us to the Toyota Center that day, being
DECA. DECA Day at the Rockets is a day which our DECA, our club, goes to the Rockets game and watches the game and also understands the business side of it. Let's talk to Miss Morris about it.
DECA participants were able to shoot a free throw out on the court, along with the fact that I was able to visit downstairs so I could represent our high school cave with KHS News. So how was DECA Day with the Rockets?
DECA Day with the Rockets was just an event for DECA participants to get an opportunity to sit with the executives from the Rockets organization and talk about the business opportunities that they have and how those executives got involved in sports marketing.
Now, if you want to go to the Rockets game next year, join DECA. Anyway, didn't we interview the Rockets?
O'Shea Woodhouse. Let's go take a look. Tyrell Peart from KHS News, and I'm here with
O'Shea Woodhouse, creative media specialist for the Houston Rockets.
I'd like a brief description of what you do.
Okay, so I'm a videographer. I create content for the Houston Rockets social media. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, the website, all that. And I love what I do. Shout out to KHS News at Stephen F. Austin. Y'all have an awesome host, man.
Now, let's check out some quick highlights of the game.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
This game was really ironic as Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook got traded to each other, and it was the first time in the season that Oklahoma City Thunder played Houston. And it was really ironic for Chris Paul too, as it was his first game as a Thunder at the Toyota Center and not the Rockets.
But it was pretty cool to see James Harden and Russell Westbrook on the same team going on that paint. With the game concluding, Oklahoma Thunder getting 112 points,
whereas the Houston Rockets getting 116 points and winning the game.
Our theater is working up something spooky this October.
If you are looking to get spooked and have a few dollars to spare, stop by Theater's Haunted House October 30th and 31st from 4 to 6 p.m. and November 1st from 6 to 9.
The people of many countries are engaging in protests recently due to careless governments with inefficient economic systems being boggled down by bureaucracy.
The most prominent of these countries is the People's Republic of China, where demonstrations are taking place in Hong Kong.
Here's Caden Luke with a fantastic rundown of what's going on.
As many of you know, the people of Hong Kong have been protesting against the Chinese government and their attempt to retake Hong Kong under their socialist control. Since the beginning of the protests in April, thousands of well-known people all across the world have shown their support for the people of Hong Kong, but some celebrity support has come with consequences regarding the companies that they work for.
On October 4th, Daryl Morey, the Houston Rockets general manager, tweeted, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." 6 words that brought a tidal wave of complications for Morey, the Rockets, and the NBA. But what's the problem with that? Well, let's go back to 1935, when basketball was voted as one of the 2 national sports played in China. As decades passed, basketball quickly became a staple of Chinese entertainment. Soon enough, an extra 1 billion people were watching the NBA in China, and the NBA created diplomatic relationships with the Chinese to mutually profit off these newfound viewers.
So back to that tweet, why is it so important, and what issues has it caused since October 4th? After it was swiftly deleted, the Chinese consulate in Houston released a statement expressing its strong dissatisfaction with Morey and his tweet. Several Chinese sponsors cut off the Rockets in the NBA, potentially losing $25 million for the Rockets. Other companies like popular video game developer Blizzard and Vans have both sided with China in the name of profit, with the amount steadily increasing as weeks pass. On the other side of the spectrum, there's shows like South Park, who devoted an entire episode of their show to poke fun at China and the other companies.
I can't do it anymore, you guys. I can't even think with the Chinese government censoring everything I write.
Even LeBron James said a moment before a preseason game when asked about the situation,
We all talk about this freedom of speech. Yes, we all do have freedom of speech. But at times, there are ramifications for the negative that can happen. But I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke.
Overall, American companies and the Chinese government are butting heads now. And for most companies, they're either siding with China for money's sake and political protection against the controversy, or siding with the people of Hong Kong for liberation and freedom. Stay tuned for the latest news in Hong Kong here at KAHS News.
Thanks for tuning in, Bulldogs. I'm Leia.
And I'm Grant.
And we'll catch you next week on KAHS News.